Namaste viewers and welcome to Radio Football. As today we are going to review the 2011 Champions League final between Manchester United versus Barcelona. This is one of the best Champions League finals you will ever see between Sir Alex Ferguson's great Manchester United consisting of brilliant players like Rio Ferdinand, Ryan Giggs, Nemanja Vidic, Wayne Rooney, Edwin van der Sar. While most of these players were in the twilight of these careers, they still had talent and experience behind them. The team had a good season considering they won the Premier League and were in the final of the Champions League. On the other side were Pep Guardiola's FC Barcelona. Labelled by many as the best football team ever, Barcelona played beautiful football. Their game was totally based on position and possession. The iconic trio of Xavi, Iniesta and Messi playing the famous tiki-taka football. Barcelona at that time did not have a proper number 9. Messi used to play as a false 9, which was quite a masterstroke from Pep Guardiola, resulting in Messi becoming an absolute goal machine. Barcelona used to just knock the ball around for long periods, waiting for that opening and frustrating the opponent, and they also had a strong defense at that time consisting of a PK at his prime, Dani Alves, Carles Puyol as well as Mascherano, who was a brilliant ball-playing centre-back. Barcelona were considered the favourites in this match and United were unusual underdogs heading into this one. This match was supposed to be remembered for decades, a battle of the titles at the historic ground of Wembley. The stage was set. Here are the lineups for both the teams as Alex Ferguson went for a 4-4-1-1 formation with Edwin van der Sar in between the post, a defense of Vidic, Ferdinand, Patrice Evra and Fabio Varela. The midfield consisted of Antonio Valencia on the right side, Michael Carrick and Ryan Giggs in the middle and Park Ji-sung as the left midfielder, with Wayne Rooney just behind the lone man Javier Hernandez up front. Pep Guardiola opted for his usual lineup but was forced to leave captain Carles Puyol on the bench due to injury, while it was almost a miracle that we saw Eric Abidal starting the match 10 weeks after he had a tumor removed from his liver. Barcelona had Victor Valdes between the posts, a defense consisting of Dani Alves, Mascherano, PK and Eric Abidal. The majestic midfield of Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets and an attacking line of Spanish forward David Villa on the right wing, Messi as the false number 9 and Pedro on the left wing. This was supposed to be a very tactical game as it was Alex Ferguson versus Pep Guardiola, and it definitely was a very tactical game. In the first 10 minutes, we saw Manchester United doing pretty well. They were breaking the flow of that tiki-taka passing of Barcelona, pressurized Busquets and the central defenders really well. But eventually, Barcelona got into the rhythm, making those 1-2 passes, touch and go, and we would only see United occasionally attack, and in those rare attacks too, the front man Javier Hernandez was often finding himself isolated at the counter-attack. Still, the duo of Ferdinand and Vidic were defending brilliantly, constantly denying Messi or David Villa a clear chance to score. But here was the tactical approach from Guardiola and Barcelona. Forming triangles was the primary strategy. Dani Alves went high up the field to help in the attack from the right side, which forced Park Ji-sung to mark him, while I think originally he was supposed to keep Messi engaged. Xavi and Iniesta drew Ryan Giggs and Michael Carrick towards them, while as a false number 9 often does, Messi dropped back and now had all the space he wanted in between United's defense and midfield. Obviously, Manchester United could not afford to leave Messi out in the open, so any one of the 4 defenders would always try to close him down. This created more space for David Villa and Pedro to make those in behind the defender runs more centrally, latching onto through balls and testing Edwin van der Sar time and again. In the midfield, Xavi, Iniesta and Messi just kept knocking the ball around, waiting for that gap, while Busquets didn't go much further up the pitch, stopping Rooney to go forward. This made Javier Hernandez isolated at the front, with Mascherano and PK defending stubbornly well. On the other hand, Sir Alex Ferguson shaped his attack around English forward Wayne Rooney, who was positioned just behind Hernandez in the position which he likes to play. Manchester United did not have the ball much with 31% possession, and whenever they did, they weren't making any good use of the ball. hooking long balls for Chicharito, who was mostly offside. But they were just hoping that Barcelona would eventually make a mistake passing the ball again and again, and they did. Manchester United took full advantage of that chance and equalized the game through a clean strike from Wayne Rooney. Other than that, Barcelona scored three brilliant goals. The first one was like a plan totally working with Xavi, Iniesta and Messi passing around the ball, and suddenly there's loads of space for Pedro, and Xavi found him with a wonderful pass followed by a clinical finish from the Spanish forward. The second goal from Messi was a drive forward from the Argentinian with both Ferdinand and Vidic rooted to the spots and Messi arrowing in a shot into the bottom corner. The third goal for the Blaugrana came after constant pressure on United near the penalty box and was completed by a David Villa curler floating into the top right corner. Barcelona once again outclassed Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United and gone on to be labelled as the best team ever. So that's all for today, guys. Like my video if you liked my analysis of this epic final between Barcelona and Manchester United from the 2011 Champions League final. Comment down below for which other matches do you want to see analysis of, and subscribe to my channel for more of this. Until next time, this is Radio Football signing off.